think in my lifetime, this is, other than like Avengers Endgame, this is like the biggest, most anticipated movie for me at least. And I think this is a very important trailer.
Do you think that's going to be like a strength or a drawback in this video or movie, having so many DC characters in there? How big of a role do you think they're going to be playing?
I think Gunn can do it. Now it's time to talk negative stuff now.
This trailer absolutely sucks. Welcome to Backseat Directing, where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more. I'm your host, Arron, with Justin and Zach. We post new episodes every Monday and Thursday, and on today's episode, we're reacting to the most-anticipated Superman trailer.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, action. We're a little off today, but oh man, do we have an exciting episode. It's probably the biggest trailer drop that we've ever experienced, and that is the new Superman movie trailer. It's a teaser. It's 2.5 minutes long, and it's the start of the DCEU.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling teased.
Yo, what are your guys' thoughts going into this trailer?
Well, like you just said, I think in my lifetime, this is, other than like Avengers Endgame, this is like the biggest, most anticipated movie for me at least. And I think this is a very important trailer. And I think that Superman really needs to land with everybody, of course, fans and general audiences, because this is the first theatrical release for the DCU. So it's launching it. This is essentially Iron Man 1 for the MCU.
I feel like there's a lot of weight riding on this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And the trailer itself, too, because I think a lot of people aren't necessarily sold just yet. I think you're possibly one of those.
That's
people.
me. I've been saying for a while now, I need to see the trailer to know how I feel about this.
Yep.
And, but yeah, I do agree with both of you. It is probably the biggest trailer to ever release in my lifetime. So yeah, I'm super nervous.
Big fans of the show might notice that Andrew's not here today. He decided to take a vacation during the most important time of our podcast career. So he's not here, so we recruited Justin and Zach to help bring in the energy for today's episode. Make sure you give us a like and follow, hit that subscription and notification button on our YouTube page. It helps us out. Again, we post new full episodes every Monday and Thursday. Today's a special episode, though. We had to pull everything together. We weren't fully ready for it, but we made it happen. I was in the middle of working out. I'm still sweating over here. Zach and Justin showed up. We're in a new studio right now that's not fully put together. We hope the audio doesn't suck completely. But we're here, and we're very excited to watch this. Are you guys ready to go into this trailer?
I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready.
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Superman.
So, both times we watched it, in the beginning when the music really starts to swell, I had a huge smile on my face, and I didn't realize it until the second time. I was like, "Wow, this music is really it sounds really good." I thought too at the end of the trailer, there's a few scenes that really remind me of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 scene where they're fighting in that hallway. And it's like a continuous shot in the Guardians movie, but visually it looks a lot similar to some scenes in this trailer, especially towards the end. I think that I'm excited to get a look at these characters on screen and tuned up and stuff. The suit looks beautiful.
There's a lot of characters.
Yeah, and we get a lot of it seems like at least all the main characters at least got one shot in this trailer, so we could see what they look like.
Do you think that's going to be like a strength or a drawback in this video or movie, having so many DC characters in there? How big of a role do you think they're going to be playing?
I think Gunn can do it. I think he can do it. He's proven himself multiple times with Guardians.
Yeah, with big cast movies.
Yeah.
There's also
Suicide Squad.
He just did an interview with somebody where he said the main characters are Superman, Lois Lane, and Lex. So I think that these other characters are going to be strong and they'll be but they'll be minor characters. They won't be the main focus. So I think it will be executed well. And like Justin just said, James Gunn has no problem juggling an ensemble cast. I mean, Creature Commandos, the Suicide Squad, all three Guardians movies are all ensemble casts. And I feel Creature Commandos is still going on. So there's some characters who haven't had their moment yet. But I think that he does a good job of making sure that these characters that he's putting into his stuff get their moment to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think he's going to do a good job balancing it all. I think this is a teaser trailer, despite it being 2.5 minutes long, because it doesn't really show much of the story. It just kind of shows you what it's going to look like, how it's going to feel. What did you guys think of what we saw from David Corenswet as Superman?
You want me to go?
No, you go.
Jesus.
Better say something good about him.
Studio problems. Strikes again.
I think that while there's I think there's only maybe one word of dialogue in the whole trailer. I think that he does a good job of conveying different emotions. In the scene when he's in the snow and he calls Crypto, it seems like he's desperate. To me, it seems like he's depowered if he's asking Crypto to fly him home because he's
coughing up blood. How
he's
common is that
for Superman, right? He's obviously conscious enough to call for Crypto and give him directions. So I feel like he must be depowered or something, or weakened somehow.
Kryptonite or something.
Could be, definitely could be.
Yeah.
This DCU, it absolutely seems like they're not shying away from those more fantastical elements of the DCU.
Yeah.
And I thought also
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I think that it's exciting to see the comic books come to life. But then there's a scene where he's walking into, I think, Stag Industries.
Yes.
And he looks pissed off, and his face, you kind of can just tell that just from his facial expression. And
where people are yelling at him, right?
Yeah.
Throwing.
And
that shot's
that's
incredible.
That's another kind of duality we see in the trailer is there's that one scene where the kid is holding up the flag and he's calling for Superman to come and save him, But then we see a crowd of, angry mobsters upset with Superman. So he's obviously, which he was like this in the DCEU too, a divisive character. There's people who feel like maybe he's a threat or humanity's threatened because, now the question's answered. Are we alone? No. So, yeah, I thought it does a good job of showing that a wide variety of emotion.
Justin, how you feel about David Corenswet just off of those first few shots there? Because you're a huge Henry Cavill fan, which all of us are.
Oh, yeah. I love Henry Cavill.
And that's the thing, too. Like, I've honestly, every Superman movie I've seen, I've liked. I like the original. I like Superman 2. I like Superman Returns. I love Man of Steel. I actually love Superman Returns. So that's why I've been so, like, apprehensive about, like, do we need a new one?
Yeah.
But then seeing this, I'm like, no, he does fit the role. He fits it. He's got the height. Holy crap, he's got the height. That first shot
tall,
of him
right?
as Clark walking through. You didn't even need to worry about the other people. You could see his head.
Yeah.
He looks great in the suit in the trailer. I was worried in the behind the scenes pictures, and then like I said, the trailer looks great. Suit in that one shot where he gets the soup can thrown at him. I love how like it looks like there's dirt all over the place, and but yeah, it looks like he's gonna be able to pull off those emotion things where he is stoic, but he's also hopeful.
He looked like Superman.
Looks
And
like
the
Superman.
suit looked awesome.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people complaining about the suit in the pictures will be put at ease.
Yeah.
with-
I think
Because I was one of those people,
Yeah.
and now it's like no, okay, it looks good, like it genuinely does. So
I'm colorblind, so I could be wrong about this, but in the trailer, the blue of the suit looks like a lighter blue than the behind the scene pictures, and I would like that. I think it looks really good, and a lot of people complain about the creases and stuff, which they still are in the trailer, but they're not as like pronounced. You can see it like when he's laying down calling for crypto. There's a crease on the shoulder, but it's not. It doesn't look as like rough
It
as
just
it
looks
did.
natural.
Yeah, exactly. I think it
It's
looks
kind of like I don't really notice the wrinkles in your shirt,
Right.
but like they're
Right.
there. But in the picture, when
you could zoom in and
you
be like,
can
oh,
really like critique
Yeah.
those little things. Zach, I know you got to go, so
I'm excited.
I don't
Final
want
thoughts?
to kick you out or anything.
No,
I want to make
yeah.
sure you get home on time. That way, you're allowed to continue coming
Yeah.
on the show.
Fatherhood calls.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought the trailer was awesome. I mean, I can't wait to see the movie. I'm so excited. And I think so far the DCU has been a success for me. I think that the first 4 episodes of Creature Commandos is great. I thought this trailer was great, and I can't wait to see what's next. So I'm excited. They're doing their job for me.
Dude, I'm hyped too. This trailer got me excited.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I like hearing. I mean, of course, there should be times where we critique things about things that we enjoy watching, but I would really like to hear positivity come about these things, especially since we're leading into it. Let's wait to get the negativity until we see negative things.
Yeah,
So-
I don't have any complaints with the teaser. I don't think.
No, I don't
think it was.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean,
All of it looked really cool. The action shots looked great. We didn't see a ton of him like actually fighting, but what we did see was really cool.
Yeah.
The slow motion shot of him saving the kid, a good
Love me some
homage to
the freaking
Zack
the
Snyder.
punch like through the
Yep.
glass.
yeah,
It looks like there's going to be a lot of locations in
Yeah.
this movie too.
Yeah.
Like looks like a lot's happening in this movie, so I'm curious to see how they tie in all these locations, all these characters, and still develop Superman amongst all of that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting. And
Yeah.
June or July 11th isn't that far away.
no,
It's
like
7 months, I think.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, gentlemen,
we're there.
It's been fun. I can't wait.
Thanks,
to
Zach.
See it. That
You're the
scene
man.
directing is awesome. Have a good one, guys.
We are. Even though this episode's a little rough, but we're making it work.
See you guys.
Okay, Zach just left.
I'm
All
surviving.
right, let's start that part over.
Listen, man, life is life right now.
Dude, life is life and hard. Okay. So Zach just left. We've had smooth sailing up until this point of
yeah.
this episode.
Perfect episode.
So now it's just me and you here.
Now it's time to talk negative stuff. No.
This trailer absolutely sucked. What are they thinking?
Broccoli hair, come on.
What from this trailer made you most excited? Because going into this trailer, like in the Discord and stuff,
Yeah.
which click the link in the description if you want to join,
Does it work?
Yes, it might not. It only is good for a week, and
That's
then
really dumb though. But
and then you have to like renew the link. So if you click on the link for the Discord and it doesn't work, just leave a comment and we'll send it to you directly. But in the Discord, you were kind of holding back your excitement for this movie.
Yeah.
And you really wanted to wait until the trailer comes out to kind of form an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And that made a lot of people think that you weren't excited for this movie.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts now that you've seen the trailer? We've seen it twice. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's exactly what I was telling people. I just needed to see the trailer to know, because now that I've seen it, I know a lot more about it, about the vibe. It was the overall vibe that I was worried about, because one of the things that I mentioned before we started rolling to Zach, I think, was visuals is like something huge for both of us.
Yeah.
That's something that we love a lot from movies and shows, and people are gonna hate that. You know, people still talk about past stuff, but it's always gonna be a thing. Like, I really do love visually how the DCEU was in like those earlier films, and so I was worried because those visuals drew me into the world, and it made me forget that I was watching a movie.
Yeah. Zack Snyder as a DP cinematographer,
Incredible.
one of the best in the business.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, like that's what keeps me really going back to the DCEU as well. I like Henry Cavill too.
Yep.
So yeah, visuals are an important part, especially of like a spectacle like this.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a big in scope story.
Yeah.
So the visuals have to be there. I have to say that at least in the trailer, all the special effects and shots and stuff looked fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, there was nothing in the trailer that stuck out to me and like, oh, this is like The Flash all over again. You know what I mean? The DCEU is creeping
like,
into the new DC here.
But no, that was a big thing, and it was also how it's not even the VFX or the way the shots are composed. It's just how the world feels. Sometimes a lot of superhero movies can feel, like a lot of Marvel superhero movies and stuff like that can feel very like just quippy. I don't know, like it's almost like it's just there to attract you and not to like have some substance there. But this, I think, blends both, where it's got vibrance, it's got new age stuff. Like, he's got a current age haircut, I would say, as Clark. A lot of the people are wearing like more modern clothes, and it looks more modern vibe in the Daily Planet, which is cool. So I just needed to see it, because in that first shot where it was like overhead down yesterday, I think was the teaser, I don't know, it just kind of set me off a little bit. I was like, I don't know what I don't like about it. I just need to see it, and that shot wasn't even in here.
Yeah.
So, but things that I've seen in the trailer, I love. I think one of my favorite parts is Nicholas Hoult as Lex. He looks absolutely incredible. I love that one shot where he's like battered up and he just looks pissed off. He looks pissed off. Superman looks pissed off in one sequence, and it just looks like it's setting up to be a great start of this universe.
It looks like Superman has a wide variety of emotions in this trailer, which in the Man of Steel, it kind of seemed like we got kind of one tone from Superman. You know, that stoic kind of we mean business. Like, he didn't really like seem ever really happy.
Yeah.
He also like he kind of leaned towards the edge of anger, you know, but it didn't seem like he was ever accepted. You know, but in this trailer, it seems like we're getting kind of a wide span of that. And Zach hinted at it earlier. Like, you have that kid with the flag, and he's like calling for Superman. Yeah. And then you have all those people in the crowd that are yelling at him, throwing stuff at him. And he looks angry. You know, he's not like, hey, like, I am here for you. Yeah. Let me help you. You know, like,
it could be Lex. Like, in this one, I think the saving grace that this film has versus Man of Steel, as to why the more angry Superman in some cases will work better in this one for people, is because Lex is there. So that's an automatic, like, Superman's obviously angry because of what Lex is trying to do or what he's saying about him. Whereas Man of Steel, you don't have Lex yet, so it's just Superman being, you know, angry or trying to find himself, and people couldn't attach to that. I could, but I understand, I guess. Sorry. But yeah, I'm loving what I see. Visually, like we said, all the shots look great. I love the opening. I like how his breathing almost felt like a BPM for the trailer music to start. Like, kind of remind me of Rogue One's trailer with that sound, like, but he was like, and Crypto's awesome to see.
I don't know how I feel about Crypto yet. I mean, it looks fine.
Yeah,
it
like,
looks fine. I'm
I'm
just worried Crypto's gonna make it feel a little more cheesy than it needs to. Like, because in animation or stuff, you can kind of get away with some of that cheesiness, and it doesn't feel that way. But in live action, sometimes like a flying dog just takes you out of it a little bit, you know. And I know like there's a lot of other unreal things, but I'm at this point used to seeing people fly. I'm used to like when a monster's on screen, I don't think of like, oh, like that's real, you know, so it has to move this way.
Yeah.
But seeing a dog do that stuff can feel a little out of place.
I get that.
So I'm still like teetering back and forth on how I feel about Crypto. But I'm sure he's not going to have like the largest part in the movie, you know, where he's going to take over or whatever.
I think that's the thing.
So it'll be fine. I'm imagining.
I've seen Titans, and Crypto was in that, and I loved him in it, but it was very different vibe than this one. He kind of felt more like a down to earth. Like he could fly, but he didn't do it often because it was a TV show.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens with that. I just think it is doing something different with Superman that hasn't been done before. So I guess that is
having Crypto.
That is the cool part. And
that's what I was wondering, like what they're gonna do to make this movie different, because I don't want to just another representation of Superman, you know. And that's what I appreciated about Man of Steel so much, was that they did kind of take that risk of going with like a different route, maybe a little more darker of a tone. And yeah, they changed some things about Superman, and it didn't land with a lot of people, but I think it also did land with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I can respect that as a creative choice. Maybe they went a little too far into the changes and into the tone, and maybe missed the mark of like what Superman's supposed to represent to all these fans of Superman. But at the same time, I don't want to just rewatch movies that I've already seen. You know, like I don't want it to be a remake. I want them to recreate and add something to the character, to the world, to the vibe that we're getting. Do you think they're gonna do that?
I think having Nicholas Hoult as Lex is the main thing, because we haven't had a
great Lex Luthor Superman pair.
I would say since Superman Returns.
Yeah.
I really do like Kevin Spacey and Brandon Routh. Obviously the classic's the classic, but it's been 20 years since Superman Returns, basically. So
I feel like a lot of people are like kind of back and forth on that movie.
Yeah, and I don't get it either. It's the opposite problem Man of Steel had, because Man of Steel was made because of Superman Returns, his response. Like people were like, there wasn't enough action, and it
kind of cheesy.
Yeah, like it wasn't there. Like it wasn't at that point yet. So Man of Steel was made at the complete opposite end, and people were like, oh, this is too far. It's like,
I feel like superhero movies were different back then. You know, they were a little more campy. I even think like the original Spider-Man trilogy is kind of like that, but I think they blended in some of the serious tonality and action a little better than maybe Superman Returns, and that's why it probably got more fans behind it. But yeah, that Superman of Steel definitely went the opposite route. And maybe this is right in the middle.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could be right in the middle, and bring in both crowds, which if you do that, you literally have a movie that's set up perfectly to start the DCEU and to have the most potential to have like the highest ratings as far as the fan base, which is good. It's a good sign. There's always going to be people who are going to hate on a movie, but I struggle to see now, having seen it twice, like, and being the Snyder lover that I am, and the Cavill lover, and the Man of Steel lover, I struggle to see why people are going to bash this.
Yeah, no, like it looked great. I'm definitely excited for it, and have no complaints from the trailer. I don't think, other than like the question of like how crypto's going to fit in, but even that's like really small. Like I'm not too worried about that at all. And I definitely have confidence in James Gunn in terms of creating a universe.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's exciting to me because I wasn't really into the DCEU. I watched it pretty late. I saw Man of Steel in theaters, and then Batman vs Superman I saw at home and just wasn't feeling it. I had a lot of questions that I feel like the movie didn't answer.
You're like Superman. You're like, I have so many questions.
Yeah. But then on like rewatch a few years later, I was like, all right, this movie's fun. Like it's got some pretty cool parts. The action of this movie is great. But it's not as good as it should have been. Wonder Woman was good. And then just from there, like the cohesiveness of the story just kind of fell apart. And I was at the time really big into Marvel, and they were doing a fantastic job of connecting this huge big world of all these different characters. So I feel like they have a better direction. They're not trying to catch up to Marvel. If anything, they can take their time right now because Marvel isn't
they're at the
at
opposite.
the peak right now. Like we were talking in another episode with Andrew where we were saying like right now Marvel's probably feeling the lowest that it has been since the start of the MCU. So this is a perfect time for a DCU to open up their doors and be like, hey, like we have a cohesive brand new story over here. If you're not happy with Marvel and how they're doing things, come on over here. We're starting from scratch. The MCU is trying to, I don't want to say like force stories on you or anything, but they're the characters that we love, their story arcs have come to a close. And now we're opening a brand new story over at DC.
The most iconic superhero of all time, or the most popular superhero of all time.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone knows who Superman is. So it's a good time, and I think they have a clear direction. I've also heard that James Gunn said that there's like nothing in this movie that's like directly setting up another movie. So that means like the story is contained in this movie, which means I think that's a good thing. I think it allows you to explore these characters and really iron out their development across a movie rather than just relying on it being a commercial for the next one. Which I think Marvel did a great job, especially in the beginning of doing that. Like Iron Man is...
It's a very similar feeling.
Yeah, it's about that character.
Nod at the
but
end.
then there's like, it's like there's a door that's kind of opening. It's like, oh, hey, this could be bigger.
Like if the movie does good. I think that's one thing Gunn said, which scares me a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. He said if the movie doesn't perform well, then like why continue? But if it does, then we are going to continue type thing.
Yeah, I think that's...
I feel like they are going to continue even if the movie doesn't do good.
Yeah.
He's just saying
they've already put too much...
They put too much effort
into the planning of like they've already casted people for the Green Lantern show, and they've got Creature Commandos already going, the Clayface movie.
With Mike Flanagan writing it, which is pretty cool.
Isn't Matt Reeves involved in that too?
He might... I don't know.
Because wasn't that the thing? Like, there's a small budget movie, or am I thinking of something different?
You might be thinking of something different because I don't know if Matt Reeves is involved, but I know Flanagan has written the story and is supposed to be the next film in the DCU, or one of the next films in the DCU. I think it was like 2026, maybe. Yeah, if you look it up, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but like I would be confused if Matt Reeves is involved because Clayface was in talks for Batman Part 2, but they're clearly not trying to blend the two worlds, and I really hope they do not, because I do not want Pattinson's Batman to be in the DCU. I just don't think it'll work.
Clayface movie is in development. Yeah, I don't see anything with Matt Reeves on here.
Okay.
So maybe I saw a different post about it. But yeah, and I'm sure they've already have started to kind of think out the Brave and the Bold movie, which is the Batman movie that's supposed to be coming out.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be the next movie. I don't know why they're going to Clayface before
I don't know either.
the Batman movie. that seems a little, because you can't have Batman and Superman team up if we don't have a Batman movie. They already tried that,
Yeah.
and it did not work. We need a solo Batman movie that's in this world of Superman, not just the Batman on the side, which, again, we do not want them to combine those worlds together, and we need them to make the Batman Part 2, which seemingly just keeps getting pushed and pushed, and
Sad.
I don't know exactly why. I feel like it's because they're trying to develop this world, possibly scheduling conflicts as well. Robert Pattinson seems to really be getting a lot of work these days.
And when Nolan's involved, it's you're toast.
Yeah, right.
Can you look up the cast really quick for Superman?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple people. Mr. Terrific, that actor, I just can't remember his name, but I've seen him in a show on Apple called For All Mankind, and he is insanely good.
What do you think of them just naming the movie Superman? Andrew and I have talked about this before, but
I really like Superman Legacy. I think it stood
liked
apart.
It too. Yeah, it makes it easier to distinguish between
Now it's going to be hard to
Superman.
Have you seen Superman 2025?
And Superman. Yeah, exactly. Now it has to be. Now we have to throw a number at the end.
Or
end of it.
maybe I'll refer to it as David Superman and like Reeves Superman or something.
But still, wouldn't you? I would have liked it to have been just in the title already.
Yeah, because it's so easy. Hey, have you seen Man of Steel? Like,
yeah.
Or have you seen Superman Returns? Like,
right.
But that's a Frank Grillo. I forgot he's in this. Isabella Merced. Have you know who she is, right? She was in Romulus. She's great. She was in Transformers. Which Alan Tudyk. He's gonna be great in this movie. He's probably playing a robot or something. What's his name? Go down.
Here, I'm gonna put this on the screen so other people can see what we're looking at here.
Yeah, Eddie Gathegi, the one with the black and white picture there. He's playing Mr. Terrific. He was in the trailer, and I love Mr. Terrific. He's from Arrow. I don't know if you remember. He's got like the T on his face.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna be probably one of the standouts, even though he might have a small role. But honestly, this cast is pretty stacked. I love Frank Grillo. Always thought he should be a Punisher, and Rick Flag Sr. is probably the closest you can get to being a Punisher in this movie. David Corenswet, like we said, is gonna. He looks the part, and he only has one line of dialogue. But forgot Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El. Yeah,
it's gonna be a fun time.
It's gonna be good. Yeah. I think there's a chance for Nicholas Hoult to really, really like give David a run for his money as far as like who's gonna steal the show in the movie. But I also love the way Lois looks in it. I think she looks like Lois.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing about Man of Steel that I've always been like, yeah, I get it. Like she's redhead and maybe she was in one original comic, but if you really got to pull that deep, it's kind of like, okay, but I think she looks the part and it's going to help her case with the acting and the relationship between her and Superman.
Well, so does Lex Luthor. Like compared to Batman versus Superman, it's Lex Luthor. It's a lot different,
It is. And it's Nicholas Hoult, and he's proven his worth over the years with some of his roles. So, yeah. Cat Grant's in it, which is cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
It is exciting.
We'll probably get another trailer in, like 2 months, you think?
Probably. I hope there's probably we're only 6-7 months out. You could probably have 2 more trailers, like one first official trailer and then a final trailer.
Yeah,
it's probably not going to happen.
I think definitely 2 more trailers.
Well, I mean, like we're probably going to do more.
Oh yeah,
but like I will probably try to only watch those 2 because
I'll probably try to just watch the official trailer that drops and try to stay away from the second one, but that's not how podcasting works.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a trailer reaction to all of them, and I can't just close my eyes.
Yeah.
So I'll probably watch them all because this is going to be like a hot topic. Everyone's dying to know like what this next Superman movie is going to be like. We said in the beginning of this episode that this is a big trailer drop. This is a big movie drop. Come on. Turn your phone on silent. What are we doing? This podcast is rough today. This is
wonderful.
rough.
I love it.
We had the TV not working earlier. We had Something fall off the wall randomly. That was
Yep.
crazy. That was up all night. I don't know why it just randomly fell. Zach had to leave in the middle
had to
because of the
leave.
TV problems. We didn't have time to get the episode done.
The intro, Andrew's gone.
Andrew's gone. Justin's sick out of
I'm
his
sick.
mind.
Yeah,
Just
I
keeps
haven't eaten.
coughing right into the audience's ears here.
Maybe they'll actually hear me this time.
Yeah. But hey, we got it done. This is
Yeah.
an extra episode for this week. It's coming out quick. Reacting on Thursday, coming out the next day on Friday. So this is what it's all about, man.
Last
That's what it's all
thought.
about. Yeah.
You did after we watched the trailer for the first time. I kept humming the Top Gun Maverick theme. Did you get that vibe?
It kind of
Like,
yeah, I kind of did feel it. Now that you pointed it out, especially, I think I saw somewhere too that James Gunn took a lot of inspiration from Top
Yes,
Gun Maverick
that makes so much
for
sense
this
now.
movie, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that yesterday.
I did too. And the trailer music does, now that you pointed out, we didn't really talk about the music at all. That obviously dropped first earlier this week.
Yeah.
So the way that marketing's done these days is volume is king, right? Like you got to keep putting things out. That way there's always something new to talk about. So they started with announcing that there's going to be a teaser trailer coming out. Then they dropped the official theme of the movie. And then they did a teaser of the teaser. And then I also saw a video of James Gunn talking about the teaser being dropped the next day. So they put out
And the
four.
poster.
Yeah, they put in the poster. So they put out 4 or 5 big things that we can all talk about. When the music dropped for the theme of the movie, again, we were talking about it in the Discord, and you kind of seem standoffish about it. And music, I know, is a big part of a movie for you. And probably you more so than anyone else I know. A lot of the other movie lovers that I know are really big into the cinematography and story aspect of it, but music's a big part for you. What did you think of the theme? What did you think of the music that we heard in the trailer?
I love me some electric guitar.
Yeah.
So that immediately made that theme so much cooler to me. And like I said in the Discord, I think the teased theme before the trailer came out was really, really good. I still don't know. I would
Did
assume
it feel
now.
too Superman-ish?
Well, the thing is, it just feels like they literally just blended Chris Reeves' theme with Cavill's theme, which on the surface is great, and it's great to like
you want
honor
something
it.
new?
I want something new.
Yeah.
Like your whole you see. That's,
You already stole the name.
that's my thing. That one of my final things I'll say, which is why I've been so apprehensive, is you need to convince me why we needed a new Superman. You can't keep doing that if you're pulling back from the past.
Because Henry Cavill's supposed to come back, and then they took that from us. So why did you take that from us? That's basically what you're saying.
Like, yeah, and all props to David Corenswet because he looks the part, but even then, it's like he does look very similar to Cavill, but he's proven his thing. But the music now is like
he looks similar to Cavill, but then his suit looks similar, and the feel and the vibe looks very similar to all the other Superman movies.
Yeah,
which could be a good thing,
could be a good thing,
could be a bad thing.
Like there's and
we don't want it to feel like a ripoff.
Yeah,
we want it to feel original, but not too original like Man of Steel, to where it's so divisive against audiences. Because at the end of the day, you're making this movie for audiences. You know, you want the majority of people to love it.
Yeah, and music is a huge thing, like you said, with me, because like when you're talking about remembering a character or a movie, Man of Steel is one of the best themes, one of the best soundtracks or scores ever, in my opinion. And obviously, the classic Superman is regarded as one of the best themes ever created. So you're going up against two behemoths.
The Batman knocked it out of the park, I think, too. The Batman.
Oh yeah, no, all of Batman's themes. That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said to Jay in the Discord. He was like, "Wow, you made a playlist." But
this whole episode is just a commercial for our Discord.
Dude, I'm telling you, Discord is the Discord is so much fun because you can say basically whatever you want and just talk about it.
Yeah.
Whether you're right or wrong, you know, there's just
there's always going to be someone that agrees with you or disagrees.
Like
so
McNeil brought up the music, and I think he was shocked when I was like, "Oh, whoa, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here with saying it's great." But
well, now that you saw some music paired with the visuals, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling better.
Okay.
Yeah, I like.
That's good. But hey,
I like I think the guitar. I don't know if that's going to be the theme, but the use of the electric guitar definitely helped it feel different, new, and something that could fit with this Superman better than just kind of like using what's been done in the past.
If I've learned anything from trailers, the music that you hear in the trailer is not going to be in the movie.
Yes, but
in this case, maybe though.
We'll see.
This feels very on the same tone. Like we've done some trailer reactions to old trailers. And it's really funny because old trailers are hilarious, even like 10 years ago, which is crazy because it feels like it's from the 90s when you're watching these trailers. Yeah. They'll have like a popular song and it still has like this weird narration over it.
Yeah. It's like the one that lives in my head rent free is Aquaman 1 trailer. That music was so good and it was nowhere to be found in the movie. And I was like, you could have just used it. Like I know it was stock, but still. Yeah. Because I found it on a stock site, and I was like, "Oh wow!" So they're literally just like us.
This feels a little different. I mean,
this feels created.
Copy paste from Top Gun Maverick.
It's John Murphy, who I found out did the score for Guardians 3, obviously, and 28 weeks later, and he's doing 28 years later, which I'm excited for. That's cool. But that's it. Like he has nothing else on his IMDb, so this is like a huge thing for him too, because like he's being put in the category of John Williams and Hans Zimmer. Like, think about that.
Big shoes to fill. There.
Yeah, as much as James Gunn is going up there with the movies themselves in the past, the music of Superman is something.
You gotta save money somewhere. The budgets for these movies get out of hand, man.
That's funny, bro. Hey, John, you free? Yeah, I don't have anything. You want to do Superman? Oh, yeah, please. Oh, man, I'm excited.
Like, we can pay you an exposure.
Sign me up, man. He's like, Superman and 28 years later, I'm down. I'm going to have a great 25 next year. But yeah, no, Will Reeve. I wonder if that's a relative of Chris Reeve.
Maybe.
I will say one negative: I don't like the look of Jonathan Kent, and that's it for today's episode. He just looks a little bit strange to me, but I got to see it in the movie.
Yeah. All right. This is a good place to wrap up this episode. I want to say thank you so much for watching and clicking on this video. Let us know what you thought of the trailer down in the comments. There's probably a lot of opinions out there right now. First reactions. What did you think of kind of all the shots that we saw? What did you think of David Corenswet being Superman? What did you think of the uniform, the outfit of Superman? That was a big talking point when it first dropped. Yeah. When the pictures were leaked, it had audiences really split. So what did you guys think? Seeing it in action here for the first time. What are you guys' hopes for the new DCEU? We have Creature Commandos that just came out. We did an episode on that came out yesterday. So if you've been watching that show, go ahead and click on that episode, watch that episode, see what Andrew and I thought of Creature Commandos. Thank you, Justin, for joining us today. Thank you, Zach, for also joining us today. Sorry, we didn't get a lot of Zach in there today because he had to go be a parent.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Again, click on that link in the description for our Discord if you want to join in on the conversation. It is completely free to join. That doesn't have the same impact.
I didn't do it
without Andrew joining in. So
yeah.
So ready? We're gonna do it. 3, 2, 1. Free. There we go. Whoa, you went a little deeper. That's a good contrast. We don't want to just rip off Andrew.
We want something new.
Add something to it. I really appreciate that. We post new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Today was a bonus episode, so make sure you hit that notification bell and subscription button so you don't miss any of these extra episodes. Thanks so much for watching, and that's a wrap.
Be careful.